An article published by independent Russian outlet Verstka alleges that commanders in multiple Russian units on the Ukrainian front are carrying out summary executions of their own soldiers or forcing them into suicide assaults if they refuse orders, a practice troops themselves call nullification and execution by attack. Verstka's investigation compiled testimonies from soldiers and relatives, as well as complaints sent to Russia's main military prosecutor's office. It describes cases where men who declined to join assaults were shot at point-blank range in their own trenches, or sent forward without armor or weapons under threat from blocking detachments behind them, United 24 media outlet says. From the very start of the full-scale invasion, by 2025, executions and torture have become more sophisticated, the reporters write, citing troops who say commanders get rid of unwanted men by ordering meat assaults that few survive. There, you never know who will shoot you, your own or the Ukrainians, one serviceman is quoted as saying. Specific allegations in the report include a commander who kept a specially trained person for nullification, described by a mobilized soldier named Alexei. During assaults, that subordinate was tasked to lift 10 men and send them forward, and if anyone refused after seeing the conditions, he shot them point blank with an automatic rifle, after which bodies were dumped into the Seversky Donetsk river or buried nearby, the outlet reports. Ukrainian intelligence and independent media have repeatedly publicized intercepted calls and field reports describing the revival of barrier troops, units that block retreats with lethal force. In June 2025, Kyiv Post reported an intercept in which Russian soldiers discussed recruiters coming to us to enlist men for barrier units, a World War II-era tactic, with one participant responding that such recruiters were total scumbags who should be shot right away. Danish outlet Dagens highlighted the Verstka findings, reporting that Russian soldiers who refuse sacrificial attacks risk being shot or executed by attack, aligning with the terminology and cases described in the Russian investigation. Earlier, Ukrainian military reports showed Russian soldiers killing their own wounded on the battlefield, including executions by shooting or beating. In some cases, Russian commanders were run over by mutinous forces during the fighting in Ukraine in a sign of what they described as the morale challenges faced by the invading forces. Western countries believe that Russian forces are suffering from increasingly poor morale as they incur heavy losses in the fighting.
The Russian command has deployed around 11,000 troops in an attempt to encircle the Pokrovsk agglomeration. According to Ukrinform, the command of the 7th Rapid Response Corps of the Air Assault Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported this on Facebook, detailing the enemy's probable plan to encircle Pokrovsk. To execute its plan to encircle the Pokrovsk agglomeration, the enemy has deployed approximately 11,000 personnel. Enemy groups that have managed to infiltrate the city aim to advance northwest and north of Pokrovsk, the statement reads. According to the Ukrainian military, in the area of responsibility of the 7th Rapid Response Corps of the Air Assault Forces, the enemy has amassed about 27,000 troops, nearly 100 tanks, up to 260 armored combat vehicles, and around 160 artillery systems and mortars. The 7th Corps said that in their area of responsibility, Russian forces have built up around 27,000 personnel, about 100 tanks, up to 260 armored combat vehicles, and up to 160 artillery systems and mortars. The defenders of the Pokrovsk agglomeration continue to carry out the defensive operation, the Corps said. Over the past 2 days, Ukrainian defenders in the 7th Rapid Response Corps' area of responsibility have killed 90 Russian soldiers and wounded 42. Ukrainian forces have also destroyed one armored personnel carrier, 3 infantry fighting vehicles, 3 other vehicles and 1 motorcycle, and downed or landed 158 drones of various types. 18 Russian troops were killed in Pokrovsk itself. Journalist Yulia Kirienko has posted a video showing a Russian flag flying on an entrance sign in Pokrovsk. Our troops have just sent me this video. A Russian rag on the Pokrovsk entrance sign. You can see everything for yourselves. No more words are needed. Strength to our armed forces, she said. Earlier this week, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskiy said around 200 Russian troops were in various parts of the city, whose capture he said would be critical for Moscow to demonstrate it has the upper hand on the battlefield. Capturing Pokrovsk, as well as Kostiantynivka to its northeast, would give Moscow a platform to drive towards the 2 biggest remaining Ukrainian-controlled cities in Donetsk. Ukrainian open-source group Deep State said Russia has been able to break a military logistics route to the neighboring city of Myrnohrad through infantry ambushes and drone attacks. It warned that Ukraine would need to deploy a brigade-level force, rather than smaller units, to block further enemy infiltration of Pokrovsk. The situation in Pokrovsk is on the verge of critical and continues to deteriorate to the point that fixing everything may be too late, the group said. It also posted what it said was footage of Ukrainian forces destroying a Russian flag that had been briefly hoisted over the city gates. Ukrainian troops have removed a Russian flag raised in embattled Pokrovsk city in eastern Donetsk region. According to media reports, the Russian flag was destroyed within an hour after being spotted in the morning of October 29. The flag has been reportedly hit by a Ukrainian drone. Earlier today, Russian social media platforms shared a video footage showing a Russian flag waving in Pokrovsk, right at the entry of the city. A video shared later by Ukrainians shows that there is no Russian flag in the area anymore. It should be noted that there were no official reports suggesting that the city had changed hands. The situation in Pokrovsk remains volatile as fighting continues in and around the city. Russian forces have intensified their offensive operations in this part of the Donetsk region, aiming to push deeper into Ukrainian-held territory. The city has faced regular shelling, causing widespread destruction to residential areas and critical infrastructure. Local authorities report ongoing casualties, including both military personnel and civilians, as bombardments often strike populated neighborhoods. On October 24, Ukrainian media, citing officers from 2 brigades, reported that there were currently at least 250 Russian troops in Pokrovsk, who are engaging in gunfights and shooting at Ukrainian soldiers in positions, including drone operators. The Institute for the Study of War, ISW, wrote that Russian troops advanced in the central and western parts of Pokrovsk and took positions along the railroad.